I need that Black Tree TV. I need that Black Tree TV. I need that Black Tree TV. Black Tree
Around.
TV.
So
I thought that was a fixture. I thought that was your sidekick on the.
she's not a prop, but she just sometimes she'll hear me do an interview like, yo, it's time to come on and make my little appearance.
Cameo.
Yeah, yeah. But like when we talk for Smoke, first, Jamal Finkley, Black Tree TV, and I'm so honored to be here with Ntare. He's all over the place right now. I mean, you're on Apple TV with Smoke, which is on fire, and with Egerton and Journey Smollett, and you're on Dexter Resurrection on Showtime, Paramount Plus, and we got you on Washington Black. Or who like you're on every network right now. How does it just feel to just see your work just out there in these different projects that there's definitely no typecasting because each of these roles are like totally different. How does it just feel to be in that space?
I'm beyond grateful to have this incredible opportunity to have not one, not just two, but three sort of high profile projects all on the air this month. I'm just driving around town seeing billboards for the different shows, just amazed that this is actually a moment.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to be able to share this with you.
I have to rewind back because, as I was doing my research, I was like, and this is a jest, but I didn't know there were black people in New Hampshire.
I think we were the only ones at the time.
I mean, how was that growing up? I mean, I know that you spent time in Uganda and back there, but like, how was it just to be there and be like kind of like in a space where you didn't see a lot of people that look like you?
Yeah. Um, I was born at Dartmouth College where my dad was studying. But I was born on his last exam.
Oh,
So I was there for just a few weeks or months at most. But it was an incredible place, a very sort of liberal college. My dad had invited Malcolm X to come and speak at Dartmouth College months before he was assassinated. So there's a sense of pride. Um, uh, there was definitely a sense of pride and belonging even with the small group of African Americans that were at the school.
yeah.
But from there, I went to Cambridge, Mass, where my dad was at Harvard Law School, and yeah, I grew up in sort of lily white uh, institutions or neighborhoods as a kid, but my parents, both of them, kept me well grounded. We would go back and forth to Uganda since before I can even remember. So I really felt like a child of both worlds.
You probably affected his grades if you was right there during his final semester. That he's like, I
You know
have
what?
baby coming in.
They gave him the option. The professors gave him the option. Said, "Do you want to postpone your exam until after?" Because I think he got the call that my mom was going into labor and he could have gone to the hospital. He's like, "No, I want to just get it all over with." So
Yeah.
he didn't take any delays. He just took the exam and yeah.
Wow. Wow. You've also studied, I know you studied definitely at Tisch School of Arts, but you studied in Moscow, you studied in London. And I want to know, like, is there different elements of acting that you get? I mean, there's always different instructors there, but when you're there, is there a different style that they're doing in Moscow that you get in London? Like, can you
Yeah.
differentiate like what that experience is like in those different places?
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for the deep dive with the research in terms of my training. Yeah, I've been really fortunate to have trained at some of the top schools and around the globe at the Royal National Theatre in London. Shakespeare is a big tradition. The classics were really a big focus, and so script analysis and dissecting a script and looking at the line meter and all of that was a window into the approach of unpacking a character. In Moscow, Stanislavski, of course, is a big proponent or leader in the arts there. And so there was almost like a physical or psychological approach to a character that was very different from more theory-based text analysis that the British were bringing in. And I would say at NYU School of the Arts, it was really like a melding of both worlds in a way. We did script analysis, looked at the sort of psychological, physical elements that bring a character to fruition. So it was more a holistic, well-rounded approach towards the training.
And we've been able to see you on, I mean, so many TV shows. I know you had your one of your breaks was Blood Diamond, and you did Queen of Cotway, which was a film that's still underappreciated and I thought went kind of under the radar. And ironically enough, you play a character named Tendo, and my friend Tendo on Agenda was
Yeah,
a big
he's
executive.
producer on
He
it.
brought that movie to it, you know. He made that. So what is like a goal to be in some in movies, or is there a different rhythm when you're like I like doing these TV shows, so it's more time to unpack these characters, or is there a focus, or you know it's just as the opportunity to better script, like how do you navigate that as an actor, which
Yeah,
opportunities to take in where we see you at?
it's what opportunities come my way. I've been trying to get film work for the last film I did was Farewell Amour, which was at Sundance and won some awards. And I was fortunate to win a Best Actor award at the Durban International Film Festival. But that was the last feature film I've done. Uh, the rest I've been doing in film has been in TV. So I'm hoping that I can create more of a balance and be able to do both. That's the goal and dream for I think all actors to be able to work in all different mediums. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Amor. After 17 years apart, thank you for bringing us together.
Welcome.
It's not his fault that we had to wait so many years.
Why didn't he come back home then?
Why are you here?
Just one dance.
We don't know each other anymore.
We lost so many years.
So, what do we do now?
This country is very hard. You always have to carry yourself a certain way. You're the only one who knows what you know and who can do what you do. So be yourself.
What was, because we're seeing this all in 1 month. How was the shooting for this? Was it layered? Did you have to double up on any of these projects at the same time? I've heard stories of they was talking about how Michael J. Fox was going from Teen Wolf to Back to the Future the same day and just shooting it. Was any of this happening with Smoke and Washington Black or anything, or is this just all releasing at the same time?
It's so wild thinking about how these all coincided in this 1 month because these were all shot over the last 3 years.
Mm.
Dexter Resurrection, we just finished filming this June, just last month. Smoke, we finished filming the previous year, 2024, in July of 2024. Washington Black, we shot, I think, 3+ years ago. So it's just wild. I mean, it's hard to believe that they're all coming out at the same time because these were all shot years apart.
Yeah. If,
Yeah.
and thinking about that, like let's say Washington Black. So you have these other projects that's come since you may have shot some other stuff that probably might be there that's not out yet. But when you look at that, can you do you still have the muscle memory from all the lines that was there from that one? To
No,
no.
not at all. I mean, something from 3 years ago for sure, not. And then you never know what's going to be in the show. That's what's so fun time about watching something, even with Smoke, there are scenes that we shot that just didn't make it into the season. I haven't seen everything from Dexter Resurrection yet. I've just seen the first 3 episodes, but I'm curious to see if there's stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor, what made it onto screen, how they cut it together. So for Washington Black, for something that was made 3+ years ago, I'm going to be watching it with fresh eyes. Yeah.
Mm. Do you have any characters that you played that um have been harder to, I guess, divorce after the project, when you look at the stuff that just kind of like stuck with you, or maybe even that character might have changed you in your real life from playing it? Like, is there anything like that that you played?
Wow. Um, yeah, I think, with something like Smoke, where the character is such a dark and twisted role, uh, I feel fortunate that it wasn't something that weighed on me once I wrapped or when I went home. I mean, I'd still come home on the long weekends to be with my wife and kids. So it wasn't something that was like a rain cloud over my shoulders all the time or my family members' shoulders. I wasn't doing a sort of method approach. Um, so yeah, no, it didn't rain on my parade.
So you're not starting no fires at home, nothing like that.
No, but I mean, I think the one thing it does make you think about is how easy it is to start a fire. And
Yeah.
it's a wonder that, there isn't more destruction because, I mean, anyone can get a match from, a little restaurant and light a fire. And it's just a testament to the human spirit that we don't try to self-destruct all the time.
Honey, this is Freddie. Freddie Darlene works in my shop.
Hi.
Freddie's a man of few words, strong, silent type.
Oh.
You think you could use a cut?
Well, what's the occasion?
He's going for a promotion.
Oh, then for sure. High and tight.
I was thinking the same. What you doing after work today, Freddie?
I don't know.
Well, I do. You come by my shop. Forget you looking all Fortune 500.
Okay.
Why not? Order up. CF5. And it's on the house, Freddie.
I know you also we talked about this in our last interview, you get to lecture at places like Yale and other stuff. And um, how excited is it to see like people that you lecture when they get their break that, you know that they look at you and say, wow, we get to see you like doing all this stuff. But for some of those students that are waiting for their breakout, like tomorrow we're going to talk to Courtney B. Vance, and we know he got out of Yale. His first movie is Hamburger Hill, and it's like, when you see those students get their big break, like how does that make you feel to see that happen?
Oh, there's nothing greater than that because that the challenge with working and teaching in the arts is that you know that the odds are against them, but you still have to try to inspire them to push forward and be their best selves, but knowing full well that only a small percentage of these students are probably going to get a chance to work. That's what's so heartbreaking about the business is the odds are really limited. But we're now in an age where you can do it yourself. Issa Rae transformed her career by doing it herself. There's so many people who did that as well. Quinta Brunson, like all these folks who took matters into their own hands to make things work. And it's been thrilling to see some of my former students, on Broadway, uh, uh, making movies, starring on TV shows, and even getting a window into my process. Because when I auditioned for Smoke, I was teaching at USC in the graduate acting program, and I brought in my material and I said, "Look, the audition scene was when he's getting his hair washed, and it says he has a huge afro and a scruffy beard, and I mean, you see, I'm not too blessed in the hair department." So I was like, I don't even know how to do this audition without it seeming cheesy. Like, how am I supposed to do this audition where like they're talking about washing my hair and I have no no hair? I'm like, do I get a bad wig? What? So they got to see me walk through that process. And I think that was really a window into how things work. Because you might be given an opportunity that you don't think you have a shot at, but it's your job to try to do the best that you can, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
And if you do, sometimes you'll surprise yourself. And that's what happened with Smoke, because I definitely did not think I had a shot at that role, but I walked it through the students with them and even ran the scene with them and said, look, do you believe I could do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Uh, I'm glad as a community that we're seeing like we're not in the era where everything is as stereotypical, where you can look at immigrant as this way or that way. And I know in Dexter Resurrection, you're playing is it a Rwandan immigrant? I forget which country it's like.
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone. Is there any ever time that when dealing with producers or writers, you push back or you give some creative notes, say, "Hey, you're trying to this what you're trying to portray here is not really true to life, or it's not like a realistic slice of what this looks like, or anything else, or you're trying to be too stereotypical." Like is there any place in that where uh that's happened, or if that happens, do you feel the freedom to talk to the writer or producer about creative, like, hey, maybe this should look like this instead of that?
No, I feel I've been really fortunate to be in a situation where the writers have done their work and they, as you said, broken from stereotypes and have delved deeper into sort of creating a more well-rounded characters. We get to literally break bread and dig into traditional food on Dexter Resurrection, traditional Sierra Leonean food that Dexter relishes. Um, uh, and on Smoke, all the writers have been had open doors, which is rare. But if there's ever been an issue, it's more been about a question about a word choice and not so much about stereotypical representation. Yeah.
And to not leave out Washington Black, because I really enjoyed that film, and I think as a community over the last decade or so, for sure, we've had a lot of conversation about uh, trauma porn, or is the Black experience supposed to stay
Yeah.
and talking about slavery all the time, whatever. And well, one of the things I really appreciate about that show is that you get the illusion that that might be where this story is. It's just here, but it goes so many places. And like, how does it feel? I mean, it talks about, I think it talks about the Dogon tribe and all this stuff. But how does it feel to see that story be so layered, to have this time? I told Sterling, I was like, it's kind of like it's corny to say, but it's like a Black Forrest Gump in a way. Like he's having like all these experiences in life. How does it feel like to be a part of a project that's just so layered like that, and complex, and kind of like a layer of fantasy and sci-fi and history that I don't think we've seen a lot of our stories portray.
That's a great point. I think initially when I first got the project, I was a little apprehensive. I mean, I play a house slave in the show in Washington Black, and that, Malcolm X rightfully vilified the house slave, you know. But I think we get a window into the complex world that a house slave had to navigate, living in two different worlds, trying to keep people safe, um, trying to preserve sanity for families that have been torn apart. And I think what Washington Black really does is it provides a window into this world through a child's eye. And a child, not just any child, but uh, an incredible explorer and scientist who discovers and creates this flying machine that takes him around the world. So yeah, that's a whole new twist on a slave narrative for sure. And I think this is a refreshing window in to this world, if there can be any sort of refreshing window into slavery. But yes,
I think it's a reflection into our history that we're
yeah.
bigger than slavery. It shows like the ingenuity and stuff, and you're a refreshing actor to see like
Oh,
get his glow up, his blow up, and see you get these projects. And I'm sure if all this stuff going on right now, there's definitely some casting directors out there that's like, hey, let's get Ntare into this project. I think he'll work for this. So I'm sure you're going to be getting some calls for some features and some limited series and all these other things coming ahead of time because you always kill it on the screen, and I really appreciate your time. And next time I'll make sure that Macaroni comes and makes an appearance. Is you
I'll
ask
bring some catnip for macaron. But
thank
thank
you for
man,
your time, brother.
it's also thanks to you because you are celebrating the work that we're doing. You know, if it's not for the likes of you, people might not know about the work. So much respect to you for giving us a stage, a platform, and for celebrating our unique stories. And maybe someone will tune in and hear you said that this guy needs to get another gig lined up. So from your mouth to their ears, God's ears.
Please, y'all listening. Y'all know he got it. He know he could do it. Appreciate your time. Thank you, brother. And talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jamal.
All right.